All that. Change your major, okay? Change your major. Go do something else. What's up, YouTube? I'm back again with another video. Okay, so you know what? I'm not even fixing to make this intro super long, simply because this video has been so requested. You guys have given me questions. I'm going to answer them. So you know what? Let's just go ahead and jump straight into the video. Okay, so how I'm going to do this, okay, if you haven't read the title, if you just spontaneously clicked on the video, this video is going to be about my Prairie View A&M University pre-nursing experience. How I'm going to do this is I have like 6 questions that I'm going to answer that you guys asked me, and so that way I can literally talk about PV all day, every day, but I'm trying to make this video as short as possible. So yeah, let's just go ahead and jump straight into the first question. What was it like when I first got there? I kind of touched on this already in my past vlog, but just to elaborate a little bit more on it. So when I first got to PV, again, I went to a predominantly white high school. PV is an HBCU. At first, like, I had to become comfortable because at first I was very uncomfortable. And then another thing is I was really close with my family. So not having them around was like a big adjustment for me. However, I ended up with one of the best roommates. So she kind of like, we were really close. So she kind of helped me as far as like the experience goes. But other than that, like for those of you who are not at PV yet, let me explain. So the freshmen, when you first come in, you come in during Panther Camp week. And so during that week, you're learning about the university, you're learning the history, you're learning about yourself, you're learning about the hundreds of other girls, not hundreds, but you're learning about the other girls or boys that are in your building that you're staying in. And then at the end of the week, you have like this freshman competition against the other buildings. So your freshman year is really all about competition. You're competing against all the other buildings. However, that's besides the point. During that week, there were so many times where I had to like step out of my comfort zone because at that time I really wasn't social. I felt like certain people, like they came in with friends, they came in with groups of friends, and I literally came in like by myself. So I really didn't know anyone besides my roommate because we had, been communicating. But like I said, that week itself was all about stepping outside of the box, becoming uncomfortable to be comfortable. And I definitely learned a lot about myself. However, even after that week, I was still like, there's this TV room like in all the freshman buildings where like, all the girls would meet up and do this and do that. And I was never really one of the ones that would be in the TV room. Like, it was me, like my roommate would always go in there, but like I would never go in there. And then there were a few other girls, like they would never go in there. So sometimes we would hang out, but as far as like going in there and interacting with a lot of girls at one time, I wasn't comfortable. I went in there a few times, but like there are some girls that would go in there every day, and that wasn't for me. But moving on to the next question, how was it? So I'm assuming that's asking how was it when I first got there. And I guess just elaborating off of my other question, the first question, so once I got to that comfortable stage, so for those of you who don't know, I actually started working at PV. I was a tour guide, and then like I worked in the Office of Recruitment and Marketing. So working in that office, I was a tour guide. I helped with freshman orientation. So when a lot of the freshmen would come in during the summertime, that's when I would help them. So that's like when I started doing that, that's when I started opening up. That's when I started networking. That's when I started, meeting a lot more people. So that's what I would advise. Like for any of you who, like you want to be really involved in the campus, you want to network, you want to see the right people, you want to meet the right people, definitely try to get a job to where like, I don't want to tell y'all go work in the Office of Recruitment and Marketing, but try to get a job to where you're out there, you're helping others, you're networking, you're seeing people, because there were plenty of times where important people would come into the office all the time, and I would meet them, introduce myself, and it just went from there. So once I got past that part of adjusting, and being comfortable and meeting new people, like I absolutely loved PV. Like I fell in love. I honestly, like, I'm so glad that I made the decision to go to PV. And I'm also glad that I had the experience of living on campus. My hometown is actually super close to PV, so there was a point in time to where I was just gonna commute back and forth. However, I don't know, last minute I decided I wanted to stay on campus. So I am glad that I had that opportunity and that experience, because I feel like there's nothing that can really, like, okay, it's cool you're in college, but there's no better, I'm not going to say better, but there's no feeling like actually experiencing, like having that freshman experience. There's nothing like it. You know, you can commute all day, but at the end of the day, you're not going to get that true, you know, freshman experience. But like I'm saying, once I got past all that uncomfortableness, like once I got a routine to where, you know, when and how I would see my family, once I got all that down, like I fell in love, you know. I started meeting new people. I was helping other people. And then that's when I really found out that's, you know, what I really like to do. I like to help people. When I was mentoring the freshmen, like even we would have high school students come in like to do tours, and I would meet them that way. We would exchange emails. So be it, you know, we exchanged whatever, and I would like help them, you know, whether they were trying to get into PV or not, I would still try to help them, you know, get into college, whatever college they were trying to get into. I would still try to help them, because I'm not going to say I didn't necessarily know the ins and outs of how to necessarily get into college, but I just wanted to make sure that I was doing everything right, you know. And I didn't really, like, besides my mom and my sister, and even then we, like all of us as a whole, we were still kind of lost. I didn't really have that right guidance. My counselors at my high school, they weren't help. So I didn't really know. I didn't know, was I doing something right? So just, you know, for me to be able to help other people, help them with FAFSA questions, help them with, you know, on campus housing, because I know, that financial aid, I already know, like that will honestly make someone not want to go to the college. So being able to help people and make their transition from high school to college, like that just, it felt good to me to know I was making a difference. The next question, excuse me, how was the pre-nursing program? I honestly felt like, especially when I first got to college, I had this feeling of, reminds me a lot of high school. Physics class, chemistry class, all that, it reminded me of high school. The only time I ever really had a struggle was when I was in A&P 1, and it was because my professor was not the greatest. And then when I was in statistics, because I absolutely hated, I don't even know how to explain it. I think it was just words and numbers put together. And that's the same thing with algebra. I had words and numbers put together. I've never been good at math. I was always a science and a reading person. So when you start throwing, you know, that stuff together, that's the only time I ever really had a problem. However, I mean, they have tutoring on campus. I think when I was on campus, they had tutoring in the library. I mean, if you're just that lost and you need, you know, extra help, you can always go to the professor. They're always going to have office hours. You can always stop by. You can always talk to them. So all in all, just to cut it short, my pre-nursing experience, it wasn't bad at all. I had really, really good teachers. The classes, they reminded me honestly a lot like high school. Like, not to, I don't even know how to explain it. They weren't that bad to me. I didn't, and like I've said this before in a video, I didn't have to study like the way I have to study now, and the way I studied at pre-nursing, like at main campus, it's two totally different things. Like there, it's all about, I don't want to say memorization, but you can study, memorize something, go in, take a test, and make an A. When you're in nursing school, you have to study to understand, to be able to apply. So it's two totally different ball games. Let's just leave it at that. Okay, the next question, is it competitive? And I'm going to take that as you're asking, is it competitive to get into the nursing program? That I will say no, to a certain extent. If you come, I'm going to leave it at this. Short and sweet and simple. If you come from main campus, you do your part, as in taking the HESI, passing, doing your community service hours through PVSNA. What else? Getting your recommendation letter, You do those things, that spot is literally sitting there waiting open for you. When I say that, I mean they're going to give the main campus students their spots, and whatever's remaining is what they give to the transfer students. So you do your part, you're in. The spot is yours. However, if you're coming in as a transfer, it is a little bit different. I honestly can't speak on it because I didn't come in as a transfer, but I just know, like I said before, put your GPA up, take the HESI, get the HESI score as high as you can, and do what you can just to get into the program. But as far as coming from main campus, no, it's not competitive at all. Do your part and you're good. And the next question is, do you like it so far? I don't know how to answer this. Do I like that I'm in my 3rd semester. I like that I graduate next May. But do I like the workload? Do I like the amount of time that I have to sit down and study? Do I like the amount of times I have to cancel things because I have to study? No, that's the part I don't like. But at the end of the day, I have to remind myself why I'm doing this. I'm almost there. I have like a year left. And then I keep in mind too, there's so many people who want to be in the spot that I'm in right now. You know, there are so many people who are fighting to get into nursing school. There are so many people who are they're unfortunate enough to where they couldn't make it through the program. So that's another thing that I keep in mind. Yes, this is hard, but at the end of the day, I need to be thankful. I need to be grateful because I'm blessed to be in the position that I'm in. So you know what, to answer your question, yes, I do like it so far. And then the last question is the pros and cons of being a nursing student. So I will start with the pros. The good things about nursing school. Okay, so as a nursing student, I feel like it has allowed me to mature a little bit more as an individual. Being in nursing school has showed me not to doubt myself, because there were so many times, even in high school, and I've said this before, where I would doubt myself and be like, I'm not smart enough, like I can't. Long story, but to cut it short, nursing school has really shown me that I can define the limits, like I can surpass them, that I'm capable of doing things that I believe that I'm incapable of doing. Another pro would be, so now that I'm matriculating in my program and learning more and understanding more, I don't even know if I would say this is a pro, but there are so many times now where, like, I'll get text messages or I'll get a call from aunts, uncles, my mom, sister, whoever. Like, they'll ask, okay, hey, I feel like this, and this. Like, I think I have a fever. Like, what would you say is going on? I'm not a doctor, but it does feel good to be able to kind of guide them in the direction to say, okay, well, maybe, hey, this is going on. So just for a while, watch this or do this. And if you see, you know, that this is happening, maybe you should take it to the doctor, yada, yada, yada. Whatever the case may be, it just feels good to be able to kind of help family members or friends out to a certain extent, to be able to tell them or keep them calm. Whatever the case may be, you know, I feel like I'm jabbering, but you get what I'm saying. Like, it feels good to be able to help someone medically to understand, you know, what's going on with them. Cons. Woo, I could talk all day about this. No, just playing. Okay, so a con would be, some people don't understand. If I say I'm studying, I don't want to go anywhere with you, I don't want to talk to you right now, whatever the case may be, there are so many people that don't understand. They think you study all the time. They think I don't even know how to explain it, but there are just some people, if someone is not in the nursing program or someone's not in nursing school, they're not going to understand understand the hard work that it takes behind it. They're not going to understand. They're not going to see the times that you stay up late at night, stressing, being overwhelmed, crying, whatever the case may be. They're not going to see that. They're just going to take it as you're trying to blow them off or whatever the case may be. People don't understand, you know, if you're not in the program, and that's just with a lot of things. If you're not experiencing it yourself, you don't necessarily know how it feels. You don't know what it's like. Another con would have to be, if you aren't like, okay, this is the last con I want to talk about, because I don't want this video to be long. Okay, if you are not 100% dedicated, not even gonna say dedicated, if you are not 100% for nursing, like, let's just say you're doing nursing because your parents want you to, stop now. Like, don't get into the program. Save your time, save your money, save your hard work, save late nights of studying, save all that. Change your major, okay? Change your major. Go do something else, because this is not going to be for you. You are going to feel so miserable. My camera is shaking here, but you are going to feel so miserable staying up and studying and studying and studying, because it's not something you want. It's not something you want to do. And I honestly, like, it irritates me every time I talk about this. Well, not irritates me, I'm so passionate behind it, because I try to explain to people, if this is not what you want, this is not what your heart is behind, don't, like, change your major. We'll just leave it at that. Change your major. Go do something else, because at the end of the day, you're going to spend the rest of your life doing something you don't want to do. So I'm telling you, it's not worth it. Just go do something else. You'll be okay. I promise. But no, so I think that's it, guys. I answered all the questions. I'm sorry. This video is probably super long. But I wanted, like I said, I wanted to hurry up and push this video out to you guys. I had to stop studying for a little. I keep shaking my camera, but I had to stop studying for a little bit. So I thought I might as well just record this real quick. I will try to get it posted tonight. I should probably have a vlog coming at the end of this week, because I have my clinical orientation. So I will definitely try to vlog that. Again, thank you guys so much for 500 subscribers. We've already surpassed 500. Okay, we have already surpassed 500. We're on our way to 1,000. So let's just try to get there. The last thing I want to mention. Okay, so I discovered a couple days ago, there is this one girl, my friend. Well, she's becoming my friend. Her name is Krubo. She also goes to the same nursing school that I go to. She also has a YouTube channel called Growth KTV. So me and her were talking, and we decided that we are going to do a few videos where we can collab with each other. She's actually in semester 2. Again, I'm in semester 3. So if you guys want us to do a nursing Q&A, anything you guys want us to do, let me know down below in the comments. Whenever both of us free up our schedule, get some free time, we will definitely collab with one another. We will shoot out some videos as soon as we can, when we can. But again, if you want to see a nursing Q&A, make sure you leave the questions down below in the comments, or email them to me, email them to her. Again, her channel is Growth KTV. So yeah, I will see you guys in the next video.